the deep roots of the Thai-Cambodian border dispute from colonial legacy to modern conflict. The territorial dispute between Thailand and Cambodia is a complex and long-standing issue with deep historical roots in the colonial era, treaties, and conflicting interpretations of geographical evidence. These factors have led to disputes in several areas, most notably in the case of the Preah Vihear Temple. The main causes of the problem can be summarized as follows. 1. Colonial-era demarcation and France's time bomb legacy. The most significant origin of the dispute dates back to the period when Cambodia was a French protectorate. Siam, the former name of Thailand, signed 2 treaties with France in 1904 and 1907 to exchange territories and demarcate their shared border. The agreed principle. The treaty stipulated that the watershed line along the Dengrek Mountains would serve as the natural boundary. The problem in practice. The demarcation committee, largely directed by the French, produced a map, later known as the Annex I map, in which the borderline did not accurately follow the true watershed in several areas. This was particularly true at the Preah Vihear Temple site, where the map's line placed the temple within Cambodian territory, whereas the watershed principle would have placed it in Thailand. This map effectively became a time bomb, creating differing interpretations that persist to this day. Differing interpretations of the treaty and the map. The modern conflict stems from both countries relying on different sets of evidence to claim sovereignty. Thailand's position adheres to the text of the 1904 and 1907 treaties, which specifies the watershed line as the international border. Thailand argues that the map run by France is incorrect and was never formally accepted by Siam at the time. Cambodia's position relies primarily on the Annex I map created by the French. Cambodia argues that since Thailand received the map and did not formally object to it for several decades after receiving it, it constituted a tacit acceptance of the border as shown on the map. The Preah Vihear Temple case and the ICJ ruling. The dispute escalated and was brought before the International Court of Justice in 1959. In 1962, the ICJ delivered its judgment. It ruled that the Temple of Preah Vihear is situated in territory under the sovereignty of Cambodia. The court's key reasoning. The ICJ reasoned that Thailand's failure to protest or object to the Annex I map for a long period after receiving it meant that Thailand had, by its conduct, accepted the border depicted on the map. However, the judgment did not definitively rule on the boundary line for the vicinity of the temple. This left the ownership of a 4.6 square kilometer area surrounding the temple unresolved, which remains a sensitive point of contention. Internal politics and nationalism. The border issue has often been used as a political tool to stir up nationalist sentiment in both countries, especially during times when the governments of either nation seek to build legitimacy or divert attention from domestic problems, making peaceful and fact-based negotiations more difficult. In summary, the border dispute between Thailand and Cambodia is a complex legacy of history, resulting from the ambiguities of past treaties, a unilateral map-making process by a colonial power, differing interpretations of historical and geographical evidence, and internal political factors that continue to make a final resolution challenging to achieve.